This is not okay. And this is why. Splatoon 3 has had splattercolor screen in its roster since chill season 2023, and it's been a consistent headache ever since. When someone uses the special, they throw it at the ground and a big wall of ink slowly moves forward. It's extremely hard to avoid, and if you touch the wall, these three things happen. You take 40 damage once, your screen turns gray for a few seconds, and there's a popping static sound for a little bit. Those last two are by design going to affect players differently, based on many factors. On Blue Sky, I asked the Splatoon community how it affects different people in different situations. There were way more responses than I expected to get when I asked for insight for this video. Around 60 people just within a small group had some sort of physical issue with the splattercolor screen's effects. If you want to see more examples, go to the Blue Sky link in the description. My friend Icy said that the static sounds from screen are extremely irritating, and it sometimes gives her headaches to the point she's had to put down the game completely. CJ Hyperfresh has said that since he's legally blind, his eyes are incredibly sensitive to sudden light changes. When he's hit by screen, his eyes can't adjust fast enough, so he pretty much can't see for a few seconds, and if he's hit multiple times with it, he can get headaches or become nauseous for way longer than the special's effects are actually lasting in the game. Has said that she has tinnitus, so the grating of the screen makes her feel sick with a headache or sometimes even worse. Anonymous explained how they have autism and misophonia. This means that the gray screen gives them eye strain and the popping sounds give them migraines. They said that yes, they could just turn off the sound, and they usually do, but nobody should be forced to be at a disadvantage compared to other players. If they turn the game sound off, they'll miss out on important sound cues, which are very important to a game like Splatoon 3 that's going really fast with many sound effects. Callie said that they have an autoimmune disease that caused them to be in the hospital with total organ failure, septic shock, and more. They also have tachycardia alongside their already sensitive eyes. Because of all of this, if they get hit by the screen, they can get a migraine, their eyes start to tear up, it gets harder for them to breathe, and sometimes they even faint. Koicifer said that they get headaches very quickly from both being hit by the screen or by it appearing right in front of them, due to the dizzy pattern on the wall. They say this especially happens when they're focused on fighting or when planning an attack. While the splattercolor screen's gray tone doesn't hurt me personally, I do get overstimulated by the sound a lot, as someone who's neurodivergent. Many people in the replies told me how they get overstimulated by the sounds. A special weapon in a video game should not be physically harming people in the real world. It should only nerf their gameplay. A good example of an ability that does something similar but doesn't physically harm someone is the blooper from Mario Kart. All it does is put some ink on your screen so it's harder to see. Sure, it's annoying, but it's not hurting players with a sudden flash or disorienting sound. It's just messing with your gameplay a little bit because you can't see some info on the screen. If they replace splattercolor screen's effects with something like that, it would be really great for everyone. It's also even on brand because bloopers were going to be in Splatoon at one point. Nintendo did address the issues with splattercolor screen being a literal flashbang on launch. It used to be even worse and be bright white instead of gray. But they didn't change the audio at all, and the visual is still hurting players because it's still a gray screen that's very hard to see in. Because Nintendo hasn't fixed this special, we have to resort to some cautionary actions. Competitive Splatoon 3 players are using a checkbox feature in tournaments to click if you can't physically handle screen's effects, which is really awesome of the community. Streamers are also taking action by avoiding the screen by any means possible and even going to the home screen if they're hit by the special, so nobody watching their content is ever harmed indirectly even when they're not playing the game. But there's a reason that this subject has been brought up more recently. A new problem. The third kits. 3 of the new weapon kits got splattercolor screen. Dually Squelchers, Tri-Slosher, and Arrow Spray. Any weapon that's unfortunate enough to get screen as their special weapon is just completely out of luck. It really sucks for all the people who made the weapons that finally got third kits, only for them to have a special that is genuinely harmful to other players. It's even worse than getting a bad kit. At least Dynamo has something that's morally okay to use. Nintendo did try to make screen fit with Tri-Slosher and Squelchers, because they actually combo with the weapons pretty well. Tri-Slosher's attacks do 60-ish damage, which combos with screen's 40 damage. Squelchers do 28 damage per shot, so the 3 pellets from them plus screen could get a splat. This isn't the best because it encourages people to use the weapons, disregarding the issues with the special. The arrow sprays are known for spamming any special weapon they have, even if they don't have any special charge. This means that it's one of the worst possible weapons that could have gotten a kit with splattercolor screen. In addition to this, for some reason Nintendo decided to give the Colors Arrow Spray 180 points for special, which is one of the lowest in all of Splatoon 3. The lowest points for special that shooters have is NZAP 87 and Neo-Splosiomatic with 170. Because Arrow Spray's 180 points for special is so low, you need to paint less to charge your special, which makes it even easier to spam the screen over and over, which is very bad for those who get hurt by it. I've seen players spamming the special as much as they can, trying to throw as many splattercolor screens in a match as possible. Sure, they may be ignorant and don't know, but that's what this video is for. People need to know that the splattercolor screen actually harms people. You'd think that players could just not walk into their splattercolor screen, right? Nope, screen weapons can throw it at a moment's notice and have been seen throwing them on super jumps. So, what do we do now? The color's arrow spray is still new, so it's being used a lot, and Tri-Slosher and Squelchers just got screened too. You can't really escape it. The best we can do is spread the word. Let anyone and everyone you know that plays Splatoon 3 how the splatter color screen does hurt people. The more people talk about it, the more likely Nintendo would notice and do something about it. I know that we can get past this as a community, and if we are loud enough, we can get Nintendo to hear us out. They've already tried to make it better, so we know that they don't want to actually hurt people. We just need to let them know that it's still harming people and that it can be better. If you have any issues with splatter color screen while playing Splatoon 3, feel free to tell us in the comments. It'll help both the public and Nintendo know what's going on and how they can fix it. Thank you all for listening.